Welcome in, welcome back. PTSD Sports Play-by-Play. This is Rich, United States Navy. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, following, and please share. This is a channel for all of us to relax, to have a great time. This is non-judgmental. Please pass the word to anyone that needs a friend and loves sports. One thing I have to say is give all my love to my children, Miles and London. I love you guys so much. You're growing up so quick. Anytime you need your dad, you know where to get me. I love you so much. All right, plenty of sports talk, guys. In fact, almost too much. I'm actually getting excited talking about it. Leave the stress at the door and let's have a great time. NFL draft. Any Philadelphia Eagle fans out there? Plenty of notable mentions. Nakobe Dean, linebacker from Georgia. Grant Calcaterra, there we go. Grant Calcaterra, a tight end from Oklahoma and SMU. And the one I like most of all is the first round draft pick that the Eagles got, 13th overall. Defensive tackle Jordan Davis from Georgia. Get ready for these statistics. Are you ready for this? Jordan Davis, 6'6", 341 pounds. Monster. I mean, really, wow. Can you get any bigger? Holy God, this guy's going to be a huge asset to the Eagles. I can't wait for football season. NBA playoffs. Got a lot of, eight teams going in. 76ers, Miami, Phoenix, Dallas, Golden State, Memphis, Boston, Milwaukee. Any of those teams ring your bell or you really are a big fan of? Comment, let me know. I'd be glad to follow them. You know my team, the 76ers, I'm certainly following them. 76ers are without Joel Embiid for Game 1 and Game 2 versus Miami due to an orbital fracture suffered in the final game of the Toronto Raptors, the last series. I think he took an elbow to the eye, and I think that's what caused that injury. So even without a big key loss in the lineup, Game 1 loss versus Miami wasn't a complete blowout. I had a feeling that the Sixers would have a hard time without Embiid, and they did lose, as many predicted, but it wasn't a wash. It wasn't a complete blowout, which I admire. The Sixers it was a team loss, and they both everyone that wore Philadelphia gear really stepped up, and they put up a good fight against a very good and dominant Miami team. NHL playoffs. There's 16 teams total. I'm not going to rattle off all 16. I think you might fall asleep. But the hockey playoffs are going on. I live in North Carolina, so the Carolina Hurricanes are putting up quite some numbers. They won the first game against their rival 5-1. Anyone out there as a hockey fan, let me know if your team is in. Again, I'd be glad to follow them. Major League Baseball. Again, baseball leaves a sour taste in my mouth after they put up a freaking strike over millions of dollars. Blue-collar workers like us, we're fighting paycheck to paycheck, and they're griping about millions. Disgusting. But Rob Funk, you wanted me to mention it, and of course I'm going to mention it. The New York Yankees are on a 11-game win streak. I hate complimenting the Yankees only because my Phillies got torched by the Yankees in 2009 World Series. Still, you have to give credit where credit's due. The Yankees and the Mets, both New York teams, have a league-leading, there we are, 17 wins. I'm completely shocked by the Mets. Yankees, I'm not surprised they're on top, but the Mets are still holding on. Number one in the NL East. Just one state over from New York is Ohio. Any Ohio natives out there, my heart goes out to you, and here's why. The Cincinnati Reds are at the bottom of everyone. 3 wins, 19 losses. Worst in league, possibly worse in their franchise history. Cincinnati and Ohio fans out there, keep pushing, keep plugging, don't give up on your fanhood. NASCAR. There was a race at Dover that was postponed. Sunday, I think it was rain, and the Dover race went on Monday. Stage 1 winner was Denny Hamlin. And the reason I want to get to Denny Hamlin is because of this. I'm not sure if Frank or Rob or anyone else out there that's a NASCAR fan, I don't know if you know this about Hamlin. He was ordered to complete sensitivity training brought on by the NASCAR officials. Denny Hamlin posted an insensitive tweet about a week ago, and NASCAR made him take this training, probably because he's a professional and there's a lot of eyes on him. He's supposed to act like a gentleman and a professional. He obviously didn't. Whatever the tweet was, I'm not going to repeat it because it's not worth saying. A message to my kids watching out there about tweets and social media: be kind on any facet, any genre of social media. Miles, you hear me, buddy? Watch what you say on social media, because what you type cannot be erased. It will be on there forever. So if you get upset, don't go on social media. Don't make it official. Just take a breath. Don't let your feelings out on social media, because everyone can see it. And unfortunately, Denny Hamlin, everyone saw it and he had to pay for it. During stage 2 of the race, Hamlin's pit crew did not secure I can't help but laugh about this. During stage 2, Hamlin's pit crew did not secure the driver's side front tire in pit road, as Denny Hamlin pulled away with 3 tires. That's right, Denny Hamlin went out of pit road with no driver's side front tire. He had 3 tires holding him up. It was honestly hysterical. If you're a Denny Hamlin fan, of course it's not going to be funny, but as a fan of the sport and no really dog in the race, that was hilarious. YouTube it. Look at Denny Hamlin's car with only 3 tires. Chase Elliott ended up getting the checkered flag in that race. The reason I am getting really quick over to the next page of my notes is boxing. I am completely stoked about what I'm going to tell you guys. If you're not a boxing fan, please give it a shot. I'm going to give you some information here, right here. Here it is. I'm about ready to show you some stuff that's going to blow your mind and give you true respect to the sport of boxing, especially women. Women's lightweight title bout, 10 rounds. Well, it could have went 10 rounds. Taylor, undefeated, 20-0. With 6 knockouts. She's undefeated. Going up against Serrano, completely experienced. 42 wins, 1 loss. So she has about 43 or 44 bouts against Taylor, who is pretty fresh. Only 20 bouts under her belt. So Serrano, Taylor had 6 knockouts in her 20 victories, but Serrano had 30. Serrano had 3-0 knockouts. Complete experience domination. So you got almost a rookie. I really don't want to say a rookie with Taylor, but still a young buck going up against a veteran. This is going to be sweet. And the tail of the tape was practically even. Their pounds were off by maybe like their weight was off by like 1.5 pounds. Their height was practically even, off by maybe an inch or 2. Yeah, tail of the tape is even. Now we got ourselves a bout. Both women came out lightning fast with their jabs. The guys, I don't know how to say this without hurting anyone's feelings. The women put up a better fight than the men do, and I'm going to prove my point right here. The 5th round is a must-see. Go on YouTube and look up the 5th round of Taylor versus Serrano. Taylor got destroyed, the young buck. She got destroyed. She kept getting punches to the face and kept standing. She didn't use the rope to keep her balance. She kept both her feet under her, never fell down, and she kept fighting back. She earned my respect. That woman, she could have easily just fell down, waited till a 10 count, and just quit. Taylor, God bless you. You got a veteran's respect. One blow after another. Guys, YouTube this highlight. You're going to be amazed, just like I am. You can't help but cheer for Taylor throughout the 10th round, the final round of the 10th round, as she cuts the eye of Serrano, the veteran, the 42-win veteran. Taylor cuts the veteran's eye. I was praying one would fall, but unfortunately it went down to the scorecard. The judges' scorecards at the end. The final 30 seconds of that fight, or final 20 seconds, I got goosebumps. Now, let me know what you think. YouTube it. Let me know what you think about that final round, the final 30 seconds. Haymakers. You know what a haymaker is? Just wildly throwing punches, praying they would land. Those women showed heart and guts. Unfortunately, the women fought harder and they were hungrier than the men. True story, true statement. Look it up yourself. Split decision between Taylor and Serrano, and Taylor remains undefeated as the champ. You gotta see it. I'm getting a sore throat talking just about this. I want to talk about this for another 5 minutes, but I'm sure you guys don't want me to do that. Look it up. You won't be disappointed. Talk about disappointment. Stevenson versus Valdez, the men. The women were hungrier. If you happen to see the Stevenson-Valdez YouTube highlights, the women were hungrier, and I'm going to tell you why. It's embarrassing. Come on, guys. Stevenson, 17-0 with 9 knockouts. He's an Olympian medalist, WBO junior light heavyweight champion. Versus Valdez. Valdez is also undefeated, 30-0. He's got 30 bouts under his belt with 23 knockouts. So 23 out of 30 bouts were of knockout. Thank you to Valdez. That's some serious power. Also a 2-time Olympian. And he has been, 10th world title appearance. That's experience again. So again, you got the same scenario, veteran versus a young buck. And he is also a WBC light heavyweight champion. And also the tail of the tape is practically even. I know with that Fury fight last week, it really wasn't much of a even tail of the tape. But both fights, women and men, you couldn't ask for a better evenly contested bout. The first 5 rounds were a little boring, but you test your opponent out in the first 5 rounds. You see what they're about. You see what their weaknesses are. It was almost even, but a slight favorite to Stevenson, who was the young buck, 17-0. Round 6 came around. Stevenson finally scored a knockout. And Stevenson was beautiful. He was ducking, he was jiving. He was you see the conditioning and the practice that he put forth to get into this huge title fight. Now, I'm going to fast forward right to the end, guys. This is embarrassing. I don't know how to say this. Stevenson seriously was running away from Valdez in the 20-30, the final 20 or the final 30 seconds of the fight. I'm going to put my notes down and just be real with you guys here. Boxing, you're running away from your opponent. I got a frog in my throat here. I mean, really? What? The fight's still going on, and the guy that knows he has the fight won, chickened out the final 30 seconds, and he was running away from his opponent, not finishing the fight like a man, and he was, I could use some profanity, but I won't because my kids are watching. He was a chicken. That's the best PG-13 I can give you. He was an absolute chicken. Women were much more hungrier. The women, every single second, they never danced, they fought. The guys, they were scared. They were either scared or they were chicken. That final word there. Come on, guys. Big boy pants. Strap them on. This is boxing, not a game of tag in elementary school during recess. I love you guys very much for watching. Please share. This channel is not for me. You know who it is for. It's for everyone. No judgment on here. If you stutter, that's perfectly fine. If you mess up some words, perfectly fine. You know why it's fine? We all bleed red. We're not perfect. I am not here to judge. I'm here to help you through life, to let you know there is fun, there is friendship here, there's no negative, only positive. I love you guys very much. I'll see you next week.